Hey guys, this is Ed, Paul, and Anna of Current Brand Media, and we are here to tell you a little bit more about our sponsor.
Sportsball is a great subscription service geared towards minor league baseball fans. Each box features a different minor league team.
You get a box every 3 months with minor league baseball gear, including different styles of hats like Ed's favorite, the dad hat. The cost is less than $12 a month.
Proceeds from each box goes to More Than Baseball, the only nonprofit dedicated to the well-being of minor league baseball players.
We all know that Parents' Days are coming up this summer, so if you've got a mom or a dad or a grandma or a grandpa who are particularly difficult to buy for, but you know they're baseball fans, this is the answer, guys.
Meet your new favorite team at sportsballbox.com.
Is there anybody there?
What's up, Dad Head Crew? Ed here, and on this episode, I give you guys the amazing Tyler Scheuer. Listen, the guy balances a ladder on his face. That's right, this guy. He goes to basketball games. He goes to a lot of baseball games. That's right, a lot of minor league games. So, you guys got to listen to this episode. He even tells us the time where he balanced a chihuahua on a chair on his face. That's right, he did that. You got to listen to the story. I cannot tell you how much fun I had. I want to thank him because, guys, this was a lot of fun. And you guys need to be following him on all his social. I'm going to put that at the end of the episode. You guys already know this. But anyway, without further ado, I'll give you the episode. All right. Well, I want to welcome you guys to yet another episode of the Dad Hat Chronicles. My name is Ed, and with me, guys, I have a treat for you guys. I listen to it. I make sure that I went on your LinkedIn profile and I listen to your voice, so I can actually, say your name correctly. So
Don't butcher my stage name.
I know, Tyler Scheuer.
There we go. Very nice.
See, I listen to it like 3 or 4 times just to make sure that I got it right. How you doing, Tyler? How you doing, my friend?
I am great. I'm currently here at a hotel in Fairfield, Connecticut, on the road like normal, and just got, doing some halftime shows last night and today, and life is great.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So before we get into that, what you actually do, right? I want to get to know you, right? I want to know how you got into, loving sports, right? What was that moment for you, or moments that you got into loving sports, my friend?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there was a certain moment that I was like, hey, you know what? I like sports today. I mean, I was kind of brought up in a family where my grandfather worked in sports, my father worked in sports, my grandfather and father both played sports. I mean, multiple sports, basketball, baseball. So I just always grew up with sports on in the background. Doesn't matter what sport it was the Sixers, the Phillies, the Eagles, something was already on TV, during the day. So I just grew up around sports, liking sports. The great thing about sports is it's not like a movie or TV show where, it's like someone knows what the ending is. Sports, no one knows what the ending is until it happens. So that's the beauty of sports. It's unpredictable and no one knows until it happens, which is always drew me in. So played baseball, basketball, football as a kid, and in high school I had the opportunity to play some baseball in college. I graduated from Palm Beach Atlantic University in West Palm Beach. I was a pitcher there for 3 years, a right-handed pitcher. So I was able to take my abilities from the high school level to the college level, which not many people get to do. So that was really cool to me. So yeah, sports has always been in my life, and I was able to enjoy it and play it for many years.
That's awesome. So you're a pitcher. What was your number one pitch?
I had a very good slider. I
Nice.
mean, my fastball in high school was above average. Once I got to college, though, I was a very average, had a very average fastball, but the slider is what really got people out.
That's awesome. I love it. What was your final ERA when you finally were done and you hung it up?
Oh man, I don't know what my career ERA was. I do know that my sophomore year I led my team in ERA and wins.
Nice.
I don't know what I could probably look it up for you.
No, don't worry about it. We'll look it up eventually. That's cool, dude.
Somewhere probably in the 3s or the 4s. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I was never able to play college. I mean, I played like half a year in high school, and then that was it for me. I was done. No more for me. So, okay. So tell me, you decided that one day, you have this very unusual skill that not a lot of people have, and you decided that you wanted to do something about it. Like, how did you were like, I can do this for a career?
All
You
right.
are a
So
Tell me the
this is
story, my friend.
this is a long story, so buckle in, strap your seatbelts on. Pretty long story. So I was 11 years old. I was bored one day at baseball practice. I bounced a baseball bat on my nose, and I was like, "This is pretty cool. I can balance things on my face. I wonder if I can do other stuff." So, kind of went around school, went around my house, and realized anything I could lift, I could balance on my face first try. I never had to practice. I don't practice. I just literally walked around and saw, a baseball bat, a broom, a hockey stick, a golf club, a chair, an ironing board, like and anything I could lift, I balanced it first try. Never had to practice. I know, very strange. Your look on your face is pure shock, like, what? You don't practice? That's the reaction I get all the time. I never had to practice. It's a God-given ability that, like I said, for the first time ever, anything I grabbed, I could just balance. So didn't really do much with that for like 2 or 3 or 4 years. When I was 14, I did my first talent show at my church. I did my balancing act. People kind of enjoyed it, and then started entering some local talent shows in the community, some teen talent shows, some, different talent shows. I won a couple of those, got, like gift cards for like Amazon. Actually, so I was like, oh, cool. It's fun. I make like $25 here and there, winning a talent show. So that was pretty cool. So like I said, I've always been around sports. I've gone to basketball games, NBA, college basketball, and every game I've gone to, there's usually some sort of a halftime show, whether it be, the Frisbee dogs or the jugglers or the jump ropers, whatever. So I was like, hey, I wondered if a team would allow me to do a halftime show. So I emailed a couple local colleges, got in touch with Temple University and said, hey, I have a balancing act. Can I do a halftime show? And they said, yeah, we'll let you come out and do a halftime show. I'm like, great. Started emailing some more halftime shows. Again, I was originally from the Philadelphia area, so I did halftime shows at Temple, LaSalle, St. Joe's, Drexel, and Penn. Again, pretty much all for free, I think, at the time. Flash forward, I think I'm now 16 or 17, and I'm doing a halftime show at Temple University. And after my show, this guy walks down to me and says, Tyler, love your show. I am the commissioner of the Atlantic 10 tournament. Love your show. Can you come do some conference basketball tournament games for us in March? And I said, yeah, great. Sounds good. He's like, awesome. He's like, how much do you charge? What? He's like, what's your fee? I don't have a fee. Like, I don't know. Like, so I go, I don't know. Like, $25, 25. And he laughs in my face. He goes, $25. What are you talking about, man? He's like, we'll pay you $500 per show plus travel. And I'm like, what? It's a 5-minute halftime show, and they're going to pay me $500 per show. I'm like, heck yeah, where do I sign? He's like, great. We'll send you dates next week. We'll get you for the women's tournament. The men's tournament is going to be great. Awesome. So here I am. I'm like, wow, I can maybe make some money out of this. So I started expanding my reach, not just the Philadelphia schools, but I started reaching the Jersey and New York and Maryland, and, within a 2-hour drive. I mean, for $500, I'm not going to try to fly to Texas, California. I'll lose money. So started getting a couple more shows. I got University of Maryland, I got Rutgers, I got Princeton, I got Fordham, again, about $250 to $500 per show. I went to college in Florida. I got Florida Atlantic University. I did UCF. I did Lynn University. So again, just shows here and there. Fast forward to my senior year of college. I've been doing halftime shows now for about 5 or 6 years. Again, charging around $500 per show, thinking this is the best thing in the world. So my degree was in physical education. So I'm getting my resume reviewed.
Yeah.
And this lady, her name is Jennifer, she worked at my school. She got my resume and she says, what does this say here? You do halftime shows? And I'm like, yeah, I have a balancing show. I balance ladders and bikes and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, oh, that's cool. And I go, yeah. And I said, and guess how much I make per show? And she's like, what do you make per show? And I'm like, I make $500 per show. And I'm all proud. And she like looks at me like she's not disgusted, but she like kind of like scuffs me, like laughs in embarrassment, like that's not a lot. And I'm like, lady, you don't get it. Like it's a 5-minute show and I'm getting $500. It's $100 a minute. Like,
yeah,
you don't know what you're talking about. And she's like, no, like you don't know what you're talking about. She's like, I think you're way underselling yourself. Like you could be charging a lot more. And I'm like, well, how would I go about finding out what I could charge?
Right.
He goes, well, contact some of the other national halftime acts out there, contact some of the bigger schools and see what they charge. So I did that and found out I was way undercharging and could be charging, 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 times more than what I was charging at that time. And I'm like, this is insane. So I'm looking at my first year, what I would make as a teacher, and I'm like, I'd make like $35,000 as a first year teacher. And I said, if I can do this balancing thing full time and I get, 20 halftime shows in a year, boom, there you go. That's already going to be more than my salary as a teacher. So I'm like, let's see if I can make this a full-time job. So I said, hey, mom, dad, you cool if I put my college degree on hold for a little bit and see if I can make it as an entertainer? And they're like, yeah, go for it. And I said to them, I was like, listen, I'll give this 2 years. If it doesn't work after 2 years, I have my degree, I'll go back teaching, but let's just give it 2 years and see if anything develops. So worked my tail off, emailed and called every college team in the country, every minor league team in the country. And my first 4 years out of college, I was the number one most booked halftime show in college basketball, averaging about 50 shows a year for halftime shows. And then I broke into the baseball world, and I also average about 50 to 60 shows a year for that. So I do about 100 shows a year between minor league baseball and NBA and college basketball. So I didn't think it was going to be this successful early on, but it was, and I'm very blessed and I'm very fortunate that I never had to be a gym teacher and
right.
report cards and parent teacher conferences and kids that are being disrespectful to me. So I have the best job in the world. That's the story of how I discovered it, broke in, realized I could do it as a career, and made it my full-time job.
The most wild part of that about all of this is one, that you don't practice like at all.
Zero.
Like, no practice. That's insanity. Like, a good for you. That's awesome. God-given talent, and you don't even have to do anything.
So
jealous.
A lot of the halftime shows out there, are very skill-based halftime show. I don't know if you've heard of, Red Panda or Christian and Scooby or Grace Good or just different halftime shows. They spend a lot of time practicing their craft and building strength and endurance, and just it's a skill-based stuff. I mean, my stuff's skill-based too, but funny story, during COVID, all the sports went away. All of us performers were hurt the most because
nothing to do.
Nothing to do. Not only, like, there weren't any sports for 6 months, and then when sports came back, there were no fans, and then where there were fans, you couldn't be on the court. So I went 370 days without income. But a funny story about that was my last halftime show before COVID was March 7th for a team in South Dakota. My next halftime show after that was March 17th the following year. Well, during that 375 days, I didn't balance a single thing. And I got not thrown back in, but I did my halftime show after 370 days of no practicing, no nothing. And I did a flawless show, and there were no hiccups. Like, most people would be like, are you kidding me? If I took 370 days off, I would come back and, things would be all over. Imagine like a baseball player, taking 300 days off and then going to the batter's box. I don't know if that's a bad example, but
no, it's a great example. Like, listen, you don't swing a bat for a full year.
Right.
Your bat speed is off. You're like, your eye coordination is off. So like, that's a lot.
Yeah. You're going to be sore. But yeah, I was like, I got there. My father was with me for that show. And I think he's like, are you going to be okay? Like, doing the show without not having to do anything for 370 days? I'm like, I guess we're going to find out. So I did the show, and it was just like, kind of riding a bike. I picked it up as if I've been doing my normal 100 shows a year, and it all works.
That's awesome. Okay, so let me ask you this. So you don't practice, so you don't have anything do you bring anything with you, or do you just pick random things from fans, from people when you're doing your show? How do you do that?
It's a great question, and it's kind of two different answers depending on the sport. So like I said, I do halftime shows for college basketball and NBA, and I do baseball entertainment in the summer for tons of minor league baseball teams. So for basketball games, I do the same set show on the court every single game with the same props every time. 6-minute show. What I do is some of the stuff I bring with me, some of the stuff I buy, and some of the stuff the team provides for me that I say, hey, I need this, and this. So it's always the same show with the same props, which makes my life very easy. And there's never going to be any scare of, hey, we have this big ladder, but it's wood. Can you balance that? I'm like, no, it has to be this brand, this way, blah, blah, blah. So every basketball show is the same. I have the same props. Baseball is kind of, it has two parts. I do my on-field shows for baseball games where, spaced out throughout the games. I do stuff during the inning breaks, which again, that on-field stuff, some of the stuff I bring, some of the stuff I buy, some of the stuff the team provides for me. Like the team gives me a baseball bat, a bicycle, a chair and an ironing board, and I kind of supply the rest by either flying with it or buying it when I get there. But what you've probably seen on my website, the really fun part about baseball games is when I'm not on the field, I go into the crowd and I say, hey guys, I'm here because I can balance anything on my face. I want you guys to challenge me to balance whatever you guys got. So I'm in the stands pretty much all game long, as long as I'm not on the field, balancing whatever they got. And for that part, that's where I balance whatever they have. I mean, hats, gloves, shoes, water bottles, beers, ice cream cones, sunglasses, prosthetic legs, strollers, you name it, wheelchairs.
Prosthetic leg.
Oh my gosh, I have pictures on my phone of probably 10 prosthetic legs that I've balanced. It's more common than you would think. And they range from like ankle to knee down, and I've gotten a full-on thigh from like a 7-year-old vet that he just like literally
here you go.
Takes it off. I went to balance it, and the knee bent down. I'm like, oh my gosh. So, so that's kind of how the props work. Is for basketball, I bring everything. It's the same show. Baseball, on-field stuff's always the same, but when I go in the crowd, I never know what I'm going to balance. That's the fans determine how the night goes with whatever they got. Some nights, it's a lot of hats and gloves and shoes. Some nights the fans can get really creative, and there's a wide variety of action figures. Like I said, prosthetic legs, strollers, food, hot dogs. It can be it's a surprise to me, and it's fun for me to do baseball games just because of the element of surprise, and I never know how it's going to go.
That's awesome. Like I like that part, right? Like the element of surprise. Like, or somebody's just going to say, all right, here's the hot dog, or here's the sunglass. Which, by the way, I am seeing on your website one of the pictures of you balancing a sunglass, which is pretty amazing. You got, like you said, your ironing board, your shoes, hats. The most impressive to me as an adult is the fact that you balanced a water bottle on top of and on top the beer on top. That's amazing.
That is one of my best reactions when I go to baseball games, because I usually start small in each section and go, hey guys, I'm here because I can balance anything. Give me your stuff. Whatever you got, like wave it up in the air. So I usually, I try to like my basketball show, my baseball show kind of increases in difficulty and that wow factor as the show goes on. And I try to make that same effect in the stand. So when I say, hey guys, give me anything, I just kind of start and I do a glove, a hat, a shoe, and then I'll kind of get to the bigger stuff like action figures or pizza boxes, or I'm trying to think of, things I do commonly in the stands. Hair brushes, cell phones, and then sunglasses, which I have right here, which are my favorite thing to balance because of the shape.
Yeah, it's insane.
This is a podcast, so no one can see this, but maybe you can kind of verbalize what you're seeing.
Oh my! He literally is. Dude, you literally are balancing a pair of sunglasses on your face right now.
By the part that rests on your ear.
Yeah, like the back part of the sunglasses, not the actual big part, like the length part, but the actual one of the sides. How in the world?
Yeah. But then for baseball games, again, I've done 300 baseball games in my career, and usually each baseball game I balance between 3 to 5 full cups of beer. So what I do is I say, come on guys, what else can I balance? And usually early on, people, the men that I think they're funny go, balance my beer. Yeah. And I'm like, so I go, yeah, I could balance that beer in my belly. So I kind of dismiss them. And then, later on, kind of once the crowd is getting slower and there's not as many things to balance, I go, hey, I really want to blow your minds. What else can I balance? Actually, hey, where was the guy with the beer? Where's that beer guy? And he'll raise his full glass. So I go, okay, here's the full beer. And I take a full, 16 or 24 ounce clear cup of beer.
Yep.
And say, actually, you know what? Anybody have a water bottle here? So someone will give me a Gatorade bottle or water bottle, and I'll put the full cup of beer on a upside down water bottle. So the cap's on the bottom, flat parts at the top, and I put the beer on the water bottle. And I usually go, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do this. This makes me nervous. Like I've done it 5,000 times.
Yeah, of
But I
course.
gotta make the illusion that like
Of
I don't
course,
know if I can
yeah.
do this. This seems this is dangerous. I'm like, well, guys, what do you think? You guys want to see me do this? And they go, yeah.
Yeah.
So I go, all right, guys, here's the deal. If I can do this, go crazy. And I go, if I drop this, still go crazy. And they laugh. So I go, here we go. And usually the Tyler chants start. And Tyler,
Yeah.
Tyler. So you stand on someone's seat. I stand right in front of somebody. I go, you're about to be in the splash zone. Ha, ha, ha. Never dropped anything. Beer goes on top, water bottle underneath, goes on the nose. I put my hands out, and that's when the crowd goes the craziest all the time in the stands because that's just such a cool thing. It's unique. There's danger, and it's expensive. I mean, if I drop that beer, someone's out anywhere between $8 and $15, depending on where in the country I am. What's also funny is sometimes I'll say, all right, I want to blow your minds. Anybody got a beer? And I'll try to find someone that has a full beer. I'm like, hey, sir, can I borrow that beer? And they're like, no, because it's expensive. I go, all right, I'll make you a deal. If I drop your beer, I'll buy you 2 more. And they instantly go, oh, deal. Here, please get 2 more if you drop.
Drop it, please.
After 300 shows and probably 1,500 beers balanced, I've never had to buy anybody a beer. I've never dropped it.
That's amazing. Congratulations. I'm going to give you, yep, that's awesome. That many beers that you've never dropped once, that's pretty cool. That's amazing. I really do like the surprise part of it, right? Like, there's nothing, because I think that makes the show, in my opinion, to, when you're saying like, yeah, I'm going to surprise these guys and like, give me what you want, what you got, give me. And that's the entertaining part. That's awesome. Congratulations, man. That's pretty cool.
Well, and real quick, I know you probably got more questions, but one thing I want to add about the baseball, I guess, surprises. When I do basketball shows, like I said, I bring all my own props. It's the same thing every time. A lot of times when I'm leaving the arena or I'm in the concourse, people stop me and they go, okay, man, like, was that ladder real? I'm like, what are you talking about? Like there's no way you can balance a real ladder. Like, is it styrofoam? Is it made of plastic? Like if my props are real, which I get it. I mean, you've seen magic shows where the cuts the woman in half and it makes it look like, well, he's not actually cutting a woman in half, but he's making the illusion as if he's doing that. That's me. I'm not tricking you with what I'm doing. If you see a 10-pound or a 10-foot 40-pound ladder out there that I'm balancing, there's no trick. I'm actually doing it. But what the great thing about baseball is when I go in the stands, people still might have that question of, oh, it's fake, there's blah, blah, blah. It's a fake prop. Well, when I say, give me your stuff, and they give me their cell phone, their glasses, their shoe, their hat, fill in the blank, at that moment, they realize, okay, this is legit. He's balancing my thing. And obviously my shoe from home isn't magnetized or on a string or, fake. Yeah. So that's one of the things that's fun about baseball games. But the other thing about baseball games that it took me a couple years to learn this was I used to go on the stands and I tried to do different items and not repeat items because, if I balance a couple hats in a row, people are like, dude, we get it. You can balance a hat. Why? So, and I used to go on the stands early on and say, guys, give me something. So I'd balance a hat and I'd balance a glove. And then I'd say, what else can I balance? And if kids were holding up hats or gloves, I'd say, hey, no. I've already balanced that. Let's do something else. And I'd move on. It didn't hit me till a couple years later where to those kids, it didn't how many hats, how many gloves I balanced. They wanted me to balance their
hat. Yep.
So now my show becomes more annoying to some of this crowd because I might go into a section of 500 people and balance 15 hats on my face. And it's boring to me and kind of annoying to me, but there has been literally times where I have gone into a section and balanced 14 hats from kids. And I say, what else can I do? And the little kid's still holding his hat and I balance his hat. And the reaction and the joy and the laughter and the excitement on that kid's face. When I got 15th, it's not the 15th hat. It's his hat. Yep. When I balance his hat, that kid, I have pictures on my website of little kids just in pure joy and pure, wow. And because he was home tonight and he doesn't go to his friends and say, this guy balanced 15 hats. He goes, this guy, amazing Tyler, balanced my hat. And that's exactly what it's all about. And that's what I didn't realize until 2 years later that it doesn't matter how many times I balance something in the stands. If there's a kid holding up an object in their hand, I'm going
Yeah.
to try my best to balance that object to make that kid feel important, that kid feeling special. At the same time, trying to do variety in the
Yeah.
same
You
time.
want to do variety, but like you said, like, you're one of those is like, you get it, right? Like, I mean, this kid is looking for, like, he's going to be talking about that for weeks with his friends and family, that you balance his hat or his glove, whatever it was, and he's going to be super happy about that. So I,
And every once in a while, I'll have to like run down to the field because it's like there's 3 outs and I'm going to be on the field in a couple minutes, and I'll still say like, hey, what else can I balance? And there'll be a kid in the back row with his hat off that I didn't get to, and I say, hey guys, I'm so sorry, I'm out of time, I gotta go. And as I'm running up the steps, I see that kid in the background just
yeah.
get crushed. It saddens me that I couldn't get to him, but like I said, I balanced 14 hats in that section, and I say, hey guys, I gotta go, and I see that kid just get so
Oh,
sad that I didn't get the
yeah.
time to balance his hat. And I wish I could stay there for 8 hours and balance everybody's hats, but life is life, and you can't always
You can't
get
always,
to
yeah.
everybody.
It is part of life, my friend. So I see that you're starting to get pretty busy when this with a lot of baseball. So and are you doing any other sports besides basketball, college basketball, or even baseball? You've expanded into any of those sports?
Yeah, I mean, I spend my most time marketing myself to baseball and basketball just because those are
It's
the
the area,
easiest
yeah.
shows, the easiest sports that would fit my type of show. Um, so I mean, I do email a couple hockey teams every year because there are intermission performances. I have emailed indoor lacrosse, like box lacrosse or
Yeah.
arena football. I found that the people I can connect with and the interest from those sports isn't as high as baseball and basketball. So why spend hours and days and weeks marketing to those teams when the return on the investment isn't there?
It's not
So
going to be there, yeah.
I spend 60% of my time marketing to baseball teams, 40% of my time marketing to basketball teams. But I mean, if anyone wants to reach out to me and book me for a show, I'm always open. I mean, I've done hockey, I've done indoor lacrosse, I've done indoor soccer, I've done indoor football. I'm now breaking into the NASCAR world, which is such a big, lucrative, multi-billion-dollar business where I didn't realize. I'm like, NASCAR, like, how do I do that? I can't like perform on the track while there's cars going by. But these NASCAR tracks are huge, and the entertainment aspect outside of these tracks. I never was a NASCAR fan growing up. I don't know if you ever been to a NASCAR race, but I mean,
I have.
they have trucks and entertainment and live bands and games and sponsors, and there's just so much activity and stuff and entertainment opportunities for NASCAR. So I got booked for my first NASCAR gig last year in Phoenix. It was actually the Cup Series Championship in Avondale, Arizona. I didn't realize how big of an event that was till I got there, and people were like, dude, this is like the World Series of NASCAR. I'm like, oh, okay. So I did that. They liked it. I got booked to perform in Martinsville for Martinsville Speedway in October. That turned into getting booked for Atlanta Motor Speedway. So I'm breaking into the NASCAR realm a little bit more. And the beauty about NASCAR is there's so many tracks around the country, and they race almost every Saturday and Sunday. So there's a lot of opportunities there. So I'm trying to break myself into more of that. But if I do 100 shows a year, Ed, the numbers probably break down to 60 baseball, 37 basketball, and the remaining 3 is either hockey or NASCAR or some random,
That's awesome.
Soccer, football, whatever.
I mean, I'm looking right now at the 2023 book teams for minor league baseball that you've already have. I mean, you go from affiliated baseball, independent baseball, college, baseball. So you have some amazing teams. You got the Crawdads, the Buffalo Bisons, the Greenville Drive Red Sox, Salem Red Sox. So you got like you're not just setting yourself with just one sport. Is one league. It's just, listen, anybody that's willing to say,
literally,
let's go.
Anybody wants to, I say it all the time, like people come up to me and say, would you be willing to do a game at this? Or would you really be coming and perform for this? And I'm like, I'm willing to perform anywhere. I do have a fee. This is my fee that I charge for NBA, Major League Baseball. Like, if you can pay me this, I'll come do your, little league baseball or, the Girl
whatever
Scout
it is.
ceremony. Like I'll come do your little Girl Scout cookie ceremony if you pay me what my list fee is. I don't care where I'm, as long as I get what I get. So, but yeah, I've done in the baseball realm at least. I've done Major League Baseball, AAA, AA, single A, independent, college wooden bat, and rookie. I mean, there's every level of baseball that there is. I've done except for actually at the college baseball as well. I've done. Texas A&M brought me out for big conference play last year when they played LSU. That was really fun doing actual college baseball, not just like the summer leagues.
Yeah, that's awesome. Congratulations, man. That's amazing. I wish I was able to have that kind of skill. I don't. If I was able to do something like that, I'd probably break my face, which I am going to go into your frequently asked questions now. I mean, this is the ones that everybody, is going to ask. So I want to just get it out of the way so that way everybody knows it on the podcast now. Okay. And I'm sure this question changes a lot. But what is the coolest thing that you've ever balanced?
Yeah, coolest thing I've ever balanced. I mean, there's a whole variety of things. I mean, coolest thing, I do 10-foot ladders. I think my favorite thing to balance, I just showed you, is sunglasses, just because of the way that it's shaped. It's not like a normal up and down baseball bat or, ironing or like a baseball bat or golf club or tennis racket that's just up and down. It's such a weird shape that I think that's one of the coolest things I can balance. Obviously, we talked about the beers, prosthetic legs are just weird. But as far as coolest thing I've ever balanced, I'm going to show you a video and maybe you can verbalize,
I'm try to describe it. Yeah.
What you're seeing on this screen right now.
That is a chair, right? That I'm seeing right now. And I can barely see it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. There's a glare.
But is that a baby in there or a toddler?
There's a 4-year-old. I'm trying to figure out what the best way would be for you to see this without.
Oh, I saw it. You literally, that's a beach chair right now that you balance on your face with a toddler on it.
Correct. The kid's probably 4 or 5 years old and weighs anywhere between 40 and 60 pounds. Yeah, which maybe if I turn my brightness down on my phone, maybe that would
That's there it is. Oh my God. That's insane.
Yeah. So that's probably the coolest thing. Balanced and I've balanced multiple kids on chairs throughout my career. I've done dogs in chairs. Let me see if I can
dog.
So when I go to baseball games, I go, guys, anything you got, challenge me to balance. And
they really do challenge.
Like,
people challenge you.
Balance my dog. And I'm like, okay, I'll balance your dog. Oh, do I not have this video? I swear I saved this video, but it was like this little, like 3 or 4 pound little Chihuahua dog. And I put him in a chair and balanced dog in chair together. I really can't believe I don't have this video right now.
Wow, that's insanity.
But
I love, while you're looking for that one, I love that question here, question number 3, which is hilarious. Does that hurt your face? I mean, I think that's a pretty obvious yes.
And I think if you're on my website, I think the answer I have on my website is yes. Yes, it does. Thanks for noticing.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah,
thanks for pointing out the obvious.
As you can imagine, I'm balancing 40-pound ladders. I'm balancing wheelbarrows by the handle, and all that pressure is going down into my chin. Yes, that hurts. Like, what do you think would happen if you tried it? Like, I'm not immune to pain. I found the video of the dog. So it's very hard to see, but there's a little dog up there on that chair.
That's wow. And I'm so surprised. Listen, because the dog, I have a Chihuahua myself, that it is like, not moving like crazy or trying to,
Well, I told the owner, I said, listen, if I do this, I'm going to put the dog in the chair and lift him up. Will he be able to stay? And they're like, oh yeah, he's very well behaved. So as I was lifting him up, the owner kept saying, Chico, stay. And I balanced it, and good for the dog. He stayed in place, and I was able to balance it, and it makes for a great video.
Yeah, my dog would not be able to do that. I'm gonna tell you that right now. My Chihuahua, she would have been like jumping off the chair. So, I'm also very impressed that, oh my God, there's the leg with the whole prosthetic leg.
Whole prosthetic leg from the calf down. Yeah.
What do you find it easier for you to in your face to balance it? Is it like in your nose, like your chin?
Great question. So people ask me all the time, how do you decide if you're going to go balance it on your nose or balance it on your chin? And the answer is very simple. It's a weight. It's strictly weight. So I believe if it's like 3 pounds or less, I'll put it on my nose. It's just easier for me to balance closer to my eyes. It's just a better angle.
Yep.
If it's over 3 pounds, it usually goes to my chin just because it would squash your nose. Like you can't, I'm trying to do my best. If you put 2 pounds of force on your nose,
it'll just straight up
just smash your nose, and that just won't work. And plus it's very painful. So it's usually the size of it and also the weight of it depends on if it goes nose or chin.
That's awesome. And I did see, because I am on your website, the fact that you literally balanced a outdoor table.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that was one of the most painful things. And you maybe notice a lot of the times when I'm balancing these super heavy things like tables or wheelchairs or super heavy chairs, there's something else on my chin.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what picture you're looking at. I think I know what picture you're looking at. It's like a glass table, and are there people in the bullpen behind me looking at me? Yeah, so that was with the Battle Creek Bombers at the time. And so for stuff like that where it's super heavy and all the weight goes down to one little spot, it's basically it's PSI, it's pressure per square inch. Or pounds per square inch. And when I do my ladders, it's a big heavy ladder, but I have this big foam piece on the bottom, so it's very wide, so the pressure gets distributed.
All of it,
So, and my best example is, you know how people can lay down on a bed of nails and get like cinder blocks broken on them? Like, how does not pierce their back? Well, because that weight is being distributed over 1,000 nails. If you laid on one nail, it would pierce right through your back.
Yeah.
Same thing with this table is, a 40-pound table, if it all goes down to one little inch of thing onto my face,
right through,
that's really, really, really painful. So I have to put either a napkin underneath the chair or the table, or sometimes a towel or a washcloth, so that it doesn't puncture my face or really, really, really dig into my face and hurt. So I think in that picture I do have something under it, and people say, "Oh, you're cheating. You're putting a cloth." Okay, fine. I won't do it then if I'm cheating. Sorry.
Good luck. Yeah, thanks. Thanks a lot, buddy.
Yeah. If you want to do it without the thing, go for it, bud.
Yeah. Okay. Because you can't do it either. Just so you know, I'm the one here doing it, not me.
Actually, that makes me think of another story. When I go in the stands, again, I'm doing everything under the sun. And every once in a while, someone will give me like, those mini bats are like two long or a foot and a half. So I make balancing look very easy. It's not easy. I've really never met anyone in my life that could do it, but I do it so much that I make it look very easy. So every once in a while, I keep my ears open when I'm balancing, and I'll balance, sometimes it's a baseball or a little mini bat, and I'll hear some guy or girl or husband or wife or little kid go, "That's easy." And I'm always listening for that. And as soon as I hear that, I get some joy because I spin around as fast as I can and go, "Who said that? Who said that? You? Okay, it's so easy. You do it."
Yeah.
And either they'll say, No. I meant easy for you. I said, I don't care. Hey, everyone, this person thinks it's easy. I go, stand up. I make them stand up for the whole section. I go, this person thinks it's easy. And I embarrass the crap out of them. And I go, this person thinks so. I give them the baseball bat or the baseball and so, okay, you try it. And I stand there, look at them like that. And as soon as they drop it, I go, "Oh, not so easy, huh?" And I give them a high five. I'm not there to
no, but it's all in fun and good nature. Yeah.
They were the ones that screamed out, "That's easy." So hey, if you're gonna call me out, I'm gonna
call you out. Yeah.
Everyone watch this person fail, and then they can't do it, and they slowly slide back.
Oh, like never mind. We're gonna go sit down and drink my beer now. Thanks.
Yeah. So yeah, it's when people call me out for going, "That's cheating" or "That's easy," it makes me laugh because like my response always be, then you get up here and you try and
you're the one that's getting paid, but come on, let's go. Let's see. Let's see you do it then.
Right.
That's amazing. I love it, dude. These are, like I said, you're balancing a bicycle on your chin, the chair, you got the ladder, which is, your part of your logo as well, which is, again, I would not be able to do it. The wheelbarrow, you got the video there. That's impressive, man. That is super impressive. And the fact that one of your frequently asked questions is, have you ever broken your nose? And you have not broken your nose doing this. Now I know why. It's because of the weight distribution, and then you're only gonna put, that in one. You have not dropped anything.
A ton, like, Yeah, like, did you ever broke your nose like that you can do this? People think that, like, for me to be able to do this, I must have broken my nose in the past. I don't know how that correlates, but people have their own ways of justifying how I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Like I said before, like, people ask me all the time, like, they'll come up to me, like, usually like an older gentleman, like a 7-year-old gentleman, and they'll go, "Okay, buddy, like, what's the trick? What's the secret?" And like I said to you before, I am not a magician. I'm not an illusionist. When people do some of this stuff, they trick your mind into magic. But for me, I tell them, I'm actually doing this. This is an actual talent that I have. I'm not tricking your mind with. People say, like, "Oh, do you have magnets in your chin? Do you have an insert in your chin? Do you have strings attached to it? Do you have
An
okay,
insert?
a styrofoam?" Yeah, they see what I'm balancing, and in their mind, like I said, when I do this, when I balance these glasses on my face, and in person, when people see this, everything you've been taught your whole life, Ed, your brain tells you what I'm looking at is not possible with the laws of physics. Right? Like,
Right.
you see that and you go, that shouldn't be possible. So people have to come up with
They have
a
to
story in their
justify.
head to justify what they're seeing. So they've already ruled out that's not possible by the laws of physics. That's
Right.
not, what I'm seeing is not possible. So how are you doing that? Like, what's the trick? What's the secret? And I have to convince them, no, what you're seeing is actually happening. I'm actually doing it. It's a skill set that I have. I can balance anything. And but yeah, I answer the question all the time, like, what's the trick? What's the secret? And I go, it's not. I'm not tricking your mind. It's not an illusion. I have this ability that I can do this. And sometimes they'll go, like, really? Or sometimes they'll just walk away and go, yeah, I'm not buying that crap. And I'm like, okay.
Sounds good. I mean, it's like I'm never, and you're at that point that I'm never going to convince you. So, have a good day. Great.
Right.
Awesome. Good for you. I'm looking forward when you come up into the Carolinas, wherever you're at. I'm going to try to make it up there because I really want to see this in person. This is
Yeah.
going to be,
What part of North Carolina do you live?
I'm in the Raleigh Durham area.
Raleigh Durham. Okay. Yeah.
So,
So I got the Winston-Salem Dash. The
yep.
Kannapolis Cannonballers haven't booked me yet, but I'm hoping to soon.
Oh, I'll make it to Kannapolis. That's a beautiful ballpark there, man.
I was trying to get the Durham Bulls. So when I got booked for Winston-Salem, I emailed them and said, "Hey, I'm going to be in the area. I can give you some money off of travel." That's how I usually work. If I get booked, I'll email a close team and say, "Hey, you want some travel discount?" So they were interested in possibly booking me on that August 17th. You don't have dates in front of you, so you don't know, but I think I'm in North Carolina twice in August.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm doing August 17th, Winston-Salem Dash, August 18th, Hickory Crawdads, and I was trying to get Kannapolis for 16 and 19, and then also Durham, 16 and 19. And then Salem is not close to you.
You got a whole bunch
Salem
of North Carolina teams here too. So you got quite a few that if you're going to try to get them,
Yeah.
I'll
Just
send you a
booked
list because I
Asheville.
got a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, I booked Asheville yesterday. So Asheville is a North Carolina team. I know
Oh
it's
yeah,
Western Carolina.
yeah, that's a nice one too.
Um,
You should check out that map, baseballmapper.com. Just saying, they have a bunch of they have an interactive map
I
called
have my own map that I made.
nice.
I think I've been on that thing. There's it's probably different colors, but yeah, I have my own map where I can view a map and it pops up all the different teams in the country. I can click on,
Nice.
it'll tell me how far away from each other they are.
Mudcast, you got a bunch of them. So yeah, dude, I'm telling you, yeah, I'll find out when you put the list out there. So I can definitely make it out because that's going to be pretty impressive to see in person. It's good to see it on video, but it's even better to see it in person, right? And video is pretty cool. Person is awesome.
Oh, for sure. People tell me that all the time when they book me. They'll say, "Tyler, I watched all your videos. I've seen your videos, but seeing it live is such a different experience." People don't realize that.
Absolutely. So, okay. So, my friend, have I not asked anything or that I have not missed, that I missed on this episode?
I mean, I guess other questions that people usually ask me is, does the travel get boring? Is the travel ever too much for you? Do you ever have any issues? I guess there are a few questions. So I used to have a streak where I had 250 shows without missing, which is pretty impressive considering how much I fly and how many back-to-back days that I do.
Yeah.
actually, here's a stretch that I did back in 2019. Actually, it's on my website. I always forget. So I had a show where I did 5 shows in 5 days in 5 different states, which all of them required a flight. So let me call this up. It was January 23rd through January 27th. On January 23rd, I did UMBC in Maryland. Then I flew to Stetson University in Florida. Then I flew to the Delaware Bluecoats in Delaware. Then I flew to Illinois State University. Then I flew back to do Villanova. So that's pretty impressive. And then I had a March 8th, 9th, and 10th. I did the Big Ten women's basketball tournament in Indianapolis. And I did March 9th, the Weber State University in Salt Lake City. And then Ohio State University on the 10th in Columbus. So that's, Indianapolis to Salt Lake. So boom, boom, boom. Like I said, I did 250 shows in a row without missing a date via canceled flight, delayed flight, flat tire. And then my first ever canceled show, fortunately, was Old Dominion University, which was supposed to be January of 2020. And I was flying from Cincinnati to Charlotte to Norfolk, and my Charlotte to Norfolk flight got canceled. So I'm like, shoot, how else do I get there? So I flew from Cincinnati to LaGuardia to Norfolk, and my LaGuardia to Norfolk flight got canceled as well. So that was my first ever canceled show. I had another one this past summer in Corvallis, Oregon. My flight from Newark Airport to Portland, Oregon got delayed 7 hours. And then by the time I landed, it would have been the 6th inning. So they just said, forget about it. But I have like a 99% arrival.
Yeah, you can't rely, it's just, it happens. Like, things happen.
But for me, the travel has not yet got too much yet. I mean, the things that suck sometimes are when I have like 7 a.m. flights and I'm an hour and a half away from the airport. Like, I do these shows in Minnesota where I'm in St. Cloud or Mankato or La Crosse, Wisconsin, where the closest airport is Minneapolis. It's 2 hours away. And the next morning I might have an 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. flight. Well, 9 a.m. flight turns in, I got to be there at 8. It's 2 hours away. I got to leave at 6. So, you back it up. I'm waking up at 4:30 a.m. for these flights sometimes, which is rough. But I always say it's not like someone's forcing me to do this. This is my own choice. And I signed up for this when I chose to make this my career, is waking up early for flights. And so I don't hate it. I don't complain about it. I love my job. I have the best job in the world. I'm going to create a competition one day. It's called Beat Tyler. And I'm going to create a panel of judges, and I'm going to present my job to these judges, and it's going to be $1 million reward. If you can convince these judges you have a better job than I have, you win $1 million. It's all theoretical. But the point being, I really don't think anyone has a better job than me when it comes to the amount of fun that I have, the travel that I have, the enjoyment I have, the joy I bring to people, the money I make, and the places I can see and go. I literally have, I believe in my mind, I have the best job in the world. And I want to have someone debate me on if they have a better job than me, because they
listen. And you're collecting a crap ton of flying miles. Hotel stays.
Great.
It's amazing.
These teams pay for my travel, so my travel is reimbursed, and at the same time, I'm earning all these hotel points and frequent flyer miles. So then, when my wife and I want to go on a honeymoon or a vacation or whatever,
boom, done.
It's paid. I get the free flights, free hotels, and it's awesome.
Love it. That's amazing, my friend. That's amazing. All right. So are you ready for my famous, not so famous questions?
Yes. Give me as much as you want. I love these questions.
All right, cool.
Not the normal questions I hear all the time as far as with my job. They're out of the box. I love it.
So the one question I ask everybody is, when you go to a sporting event, okay, this is the very first question. You go to a sporting event, what is your drink and your food of choice?
Drink is probably a Gatorade, and food choice is some sort of barbecue like burger, like like the barbecue whiskey burger, like onion rings and pulled pork,
all the stuff on it.
Give me like a barbecue cheeseburger with a Gatorade or lemonade, and I'm a happy guy.
There you go. I love it. Okay, so you're walking down the street, you find $10,000. What's the first thing that you do with that money?
Oh my gosh. I don't know why. Right when you asked that question, I initially thought of jet ski. I don't know why I thought of a jet ski. But I guess to answer your question right now, the answer has to be jet ski. But give me a week to decide. I probably,
Oh, you get a week. You'll change your mind like 6 or 7 times, a day.
Well, is my wife around, or
that's true story. There you go. My wife would tell me, we're going to go ahead and keep it. We're going to save it for later.
I want to be going purse shopping or something. You know? Hey, this is my money. I found this money. I'm not a jet
I'm the
ski
one who
man.
found it.
Yeah.
Okay, in your opinion, who is the biggest party animal? Which animal is the biggest party animal?
Post Malone.
No. Animal. I need
Oh,
an animal.
oh, what animal is the biggest party animal?
Oh yeah.
Uh, I'm gonna have to say geese.
They're a bunch of
I
little
mean,
jerks, though, man.
I
They
mean,
poop everywhere.
that's part of. I mean, you ever see New Year's Eve in Times Square when they leave? There's poop everywhere there too.
True story.
So
True
I mean, they're
story.
always together. They're always squawking. They're partying. They're always together, man. Horrible answer, but
If you could have a wild animal as a pet, which animal would you choose?
I gotta go penguin.
Penguin? Oh, they're cool. They're pretty
I
cool.
would have to invest a lot of money in like a cooled ice environment with a swimming pond, but the $10,000 I found would go toward my penguin
Putting
exhibit.
in your penguin pad.
It all comes back.
Have you ever regifted a gift?
Yes.
I love the
actually did-
hesitation there. You're like, yes, I did.
No. What's funny is because I just regifted a gift to my sister last Christmas, and she just gave it back to me yesterday, which is so funny. I got a pair of shoes, and I gifted it to her, and they didn't fit her, and she's like, "You gave me shoes that didn't fit, and they're men's shoes." She's like, "You think I wouldn't figure out these are men's shoes?" I'm like, "Okay."
Sorry.
Oh, of course, you got to regift gifts all the time.
Of course. I love it. Okay. If you could be any fictional character, who would it be?
Oh my gosh, these are questions you need to think about. Any fictional character, who would it be?
Yep.
I'm gonna have to go. Man, I mean, you got movies, you got TV shows, you got video games, you got
Exactly.
I'm gonna have to go Pablo Sanchez from the video game Backyard Baseball. You know who that is?
Yeah. Well, that's a good one. Good
Pablo
job.
Sanchez is the GOAT of all goats when it comes to sports.
Backyard baseball. Love it. Love it.
Pablo
That's a
Sanchez.
great answer. Okay. Okay. So what do you do when you are bored? What's the one thing that you do? You're bored out of your mind. What do you do?
Golf. I am a huge golfer. Love golfing. Have a couple spots around the country that I put some money in, that I can go and play golf in Florida and Myrtle Beach and different places. But I am a golf not snob, a golf
Just
fanatic.
just love that.
I love playing it. I'm good at it, which makes you enjoy it even more. So you find me on the golf course when I'm not doing shows.
Like it. Okay. What in your opinion, the most boring sport?
I get in trouble if I say some stuff here, but I'm gonna. Yes, I was gonna go curling. Curling for sure.
But curling is a fun sport to play, though. To actually
Never had the
participate
opportunity to
in,
play.
not bad. To watch, I get it. I love curling, though, so I'm a little offended. I hurt my heart. No, I'm just
Okay,
kidding.
I'll change my thing to badminton. How about that?
I cannot understand that game. There's no way I can understand that game at all.
Darts.
ESPN de Ocho, here we go.
PBA bowling. Yeah, no.
They're right. It's on ESPN all the time now. Okay, your first job. What was your first job ever?
First job, I actually worked as a boat driver in a camp in New Hampshire. My job was it was a family camp, so people would come down, parents and kids, and I would pull people behind the ski boats on water skis, tubes. I love launching people on the tubes and getting them in the air. So that was my
That's
first
pretty
job.
cool.
Boat driver.
That's a pretty cool job. That is a pretty cool job. Your favorite cereal as a kid?
Fruity Pebbles.
It's a great. Listen, I'm 41 years old and I still eat Fruity Pebbles.
Why? Why would
Who
you?
doesn't? Captain Crunch? Heck yeah.
I might change my answer now. Captain Crunch might be up there too.
Okay. Your favorite school subject?
It's probably a tie between math and science. I like science a lot.
All right. And then two more here. Okay. Let's see. If you could be in any movie, which movie would it be?
You know what? It's going to be a weird answer. I've seen this movie before,
Okay.
but I want to say Top Gun Maverick. Top Gun Maverick with
That's
Tom
a
Cruise. It
good
just came out.
movie.
I have yet to see it. I've heard it has like one of the best reviews of any movie ever, and that just looks super cool. Flying around in these jets and just being that'd be cool.
I highly, 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 highly recommend it. Great movie. Great movie. All right,
Either
last
that
one.
or Happy Gilmore.
Yeah,
Happy
dude.
Gilmore.
Yeah, heck yeah. All right, last one. Would you rather go to the beach or the mountain?
Beach.
Great answer. That is a correct answer, my friend. That is the correct answer. Tyler, thank you so much for coming on. And we were just talking about it because like we literally just connected yesterday, and then today we had our episode. You are literally my fastest, person who answered me, and and I got to interview for the podcast. So you got that prize, my friend. Thank you so much. Where can people find you on social media?
Yeah, so my Instagram name and Facebook and TikTok is Amazing Tyler 1. Amazing Tyler 1. My website is amazingtyler.com. And on the website, they can watch videos, see pictures, see all the things I've been on TV. And then my upcoming schedule is also on there as well. So you can see where I'm going to be this summer. I'll be releasing my baseball schedule probably around early April. So catch me wherever you are listening in the country. You can hopefully I'm coming to a ballpark near you.
Awesome. And again, thank you so much. And then I'll make sure to put all of this information on the notes so that way people can go ahead and follow you. And good luck to you on this 2023 season, my friend.
Awesome, Ed. It was my pleasure, man.
Thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed that episode with Tyler. Now, again, make sure you guys are following him on all socials, Instagram, on Twitter. Go to his website. You get to see a lot of the cool videos there that he has on YouTube and all that fun stuff, okay? Again, thank you, Tyler. That was a lot of fun. Now, I'm going to end this episode with thanking everybody for supporting me and supporting the podcast. I could not be doing this without you. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. And now, let's end it the right way. The dad joke of the episode, and here it is. My bank recently called me to let me know I had an outstanding balance. I told them, well, thank you. I used to do gymnastics, and hung up the phone. That was nice of them to say. All right. I'll see myself out. And until then, guys, keep on grinding and always support the minor leagues. See ya.
This podcast is part of the Curved Brim Media Network. Here are some of the other members of Curved Brim Media.
Hi, this is Ed Rivera of the Dad Hat Chronicles. Join me as I interview people just like you and players, coaches, GMs on the path that led you to become a fan of the sport.
I'm Paul Caputo, and on the Baseball by Design podcast, I talk to minor league baseball teams, designers, and other super interesting people about what these minor league baseball logos mean, and I talk a little bit about ice cream helmets.
What's up, Bucketheads? I'm Anna DiTomaso, and each week on the Baseball Bucket List podcast, I speak with a different fan about their favorite baseball memories, what the game means to them, and what's left to check off on their baseball bucket list.
Hey guys, this is Patrick Larson from the Minor League Baseball Hat History Series, and in every episode I go through the history of minor league teams through my personal collection of hats. You can find me on Twitter at @PatLarson1. I hope you guys enjoy.
This is Patrick
and Corey
of BaseballMapper.com, and we have made an interactive map to help highlight all baseball teams from the majors down to collegiate summer leagues.
We want to bring you closer to baseball, so get on the site and find a team near you today.
Learn more about Curved Brim Media at curvedbrimmedia.com.